y'all? It's your girl Ariza, licensed clinical social work, test prep guru, your personal hype squad, whatever you need me to be to help you level up and pass this exam. I've helped dozens of people do it before you, hundreds of people are doing it now, and you're gonna be next in line to pass this exam. So whether you're a first timer or repeat test taker, this is the place to get the tools, the strategies, and the mindset you need to level up. And today, I got a good one for you. Yes, a good one. And I know I didn't say I was happy or excited, but I am, as always. This one right here is going to help you guys tap into some of those diagnoses that can be a little tricky, a little challenging, and help you feel more confident and more comfortable in moving forward with answering these questions. So this one, I am going to share my screen because I know you guys like to see it. You know, take pictures, get out your little smartphone, take pictures, your little tablet, your iPad, whatever you use to be able to see and go over it and understand it. So before I jump in, many of you are telling me that these videos are helping you pass the exam. And I just want to say kudos to you. Kudos to the individual that is stopping and pausing these videos, taking notes and figuring out what they need to do to get the information downloaded in their brain so they can remember it when it comes to test time and test day. You are the real MVP. Using these videos and finding a way to elevate and improve and increase your knowledge so you can be successful, pass this exam, and move on to the next level, the next place, the next stage. Yes. And when you leave this stage in this page, I haven't really shared that, but I do have another YouTube channel where I'm helping people who are interested in starting their own private practice, growing, developing, and starting a business from scratch and all that good stuff. That's something I was doing before I started the test prep. So yes, if you're interested in that, that information is in the bio, but let's just focus on passing this test first, and then we can talk about how you get to the next place and all of that good stuff. Right now, what you need to do is stop, go to the description, and click on join the community. Join the community now. Many of you are messaging me saying, how do I join the community? How do I join the community? How do I join the community? And I get it. We social workers, we might not be the most technology savvy people. However, I know you guys know how to go to the bio. Yes, go to the video page. If you don't know how to do that, just go to the search at YouTube and put in LCSWVIBES. All 70 plus videos of mine are going to pop up. But if you go to the description, you're going to be able to see all about this page. And inside of it, I have all the links to the community, the links to my boot camp, the links to my course, the links to my test prep, all of that stuff. You guys are messaging me saying, how do I work with you? That's the easiest way to find me. Worst case scenario, you could just email me, ask me the questions, and your wish is my command. I should be able to respond to you very quickly. I pride myself on being very quick in my response time. Even though you guys are coming at me, you guys, this team is growing, the community is growing. So I'm a little bit slower in my response these days. However, you know I'm getting back to you within 24 hours. That's all that matters. So keep that in mind, but I'm gonna jump ahead and get into this video. And I got so much stuff to tell you guys and be thankful for, but I gotta hold y'all attention. So that's why I'm gonna jump in and share the video, and then I'm gonna kind of stop it in between and talk about some other things. Because yes, your girl got some things to share with you. Really exciting things, and I'm happy that you guys are joining. All right, so today we're gonna be talking about generalized anxiety disorder. Yes, that's what GAD stands for. Generalized anxiety disorder versus panic disorders versus PTSD, which is post-traumatic stress disorder. Yes, we got all of these diagnoses we're going to be talking about today. And this video is going to be a little bit quicker than the other one, so you're going to have to stop, pause, take your notes, and be ready. I'm going to show you how to quickly tell the difference when you're having an exam question, which one is which. Some of you might think, oh, I don't need to watch that. I know what PTSD is. It clearly is this, and panic attacks is this, and generalized. You think you know it, but after this video, you're going to really know. So just stick with me. Let's jump in, and let's go ahead and take this to the next level so you can, level up, be able to, do what you do and pass this exam. So generalized anxiety disorder, panic, or PTSD, we're going to talk about how to spot the right diagnosis really fast. So when you see them on the exam, you know where you're at. And first, let's talk about why these are confusing on the exam. In case you did not know, all of these disorders involve anxiety symptoms. Yes, they all have symptoms of anxiety. Clients who have a diagnosis such as the three that I mentioned, which is PTSD, generalized anxiety, and of course my mind went blank and I got to go back and remember what it was, panic disorder. Yes. So all three of those, if an individual has one of those, they're often use vague language like I worry, I'm fearful, I panic. These are the terms you hear, but that doesn't give us enough context to say, oh, they worry, they're fearful, they panic, oh, they have that. It doesn't work that way. We're not just throwing and tossing diagnoses on people. We need to know what we know so we can do that appropriately. So the difference pretty much is the triggers, like what causes this to happen? What are the things that take place that make these symptoms come about? That is pretty much like a trigger. And then what is the timing? How long does it take? How often does it happen? How long is the time frame when you're having these said symptoms? And then also the physical versus the emotional presentation. How does the person look? How are their emotional state? These are the things you want to ask yourself so you can differentiate whether it is one of these three diagnoses that we're talking about. Let's go ahead and work with generalized anxiety disorder. General anxiety disorder is hella popular. Yes, pretty much every client that I see in private practice, about 75% of them have generalized anxiety disorder. Or maybe the people just diagnosing them wrong. That's another question for a different day. But most of the time, someone can meet the criteria for generalized anxiety disorder, including including you. You know, if you have certain symptoms, it's easy to give someone this diagnosis. So no, I'm not saying just throw it on people, but it is a diagnosis that is not, it doesn't carry the stigma as others. So a lot of therapists and people who work with clients are more likely to give them generalized anxiety disorder as sort of a milder diagnosis before they put something that's a little bit more, I don't want to say stigmatized, but kind of like a little bit stronger. You know, the prognosis maybe isn't as great as maybe someone with generalized anxiety disorder, which they can get better and they're easy. Generalized anxiety disorder is pretty easy to manage, and you know, a lot of people have it. It's very common and it's seen through all individuals, through all walks of life. All right, guys, real quick, I'm always talking about the community, the LCSW vibes. We leveling up, and this is the sneak peek of the community. As you can see, it's on and popping. We got a lot happening. I got ethics over here, human development, or study guides that you guys asked me about on the YouTube channel. It's all right there. Test questions. You just want to level up and learn and see if you can answer those questions. I'm testing your knowledge. Let me go back to the home screen. If you want to learn more about what services I offer and what other things are there, that is where you go to the learning tabs. We leveling up, so why don't you join so you can level up too. With that being said, let's go over some of the key traits. Generalized anxiety disorder is excessive worry about multiple areas of life. This is not the person that right now you're getting ready to test. Yes, you're getting ready to test and you have a little anxiety about it. You know, you're kind of worried about, am I going to pass? Do I know enough information? Am I ready? Should I do this? Should I do that? And you're throwing all this stuff and you're really worried. Now, excessive worry about multiple areas of life. So if you're worried about work, in addition to that, school, you know, maybe you're out of school, but work, family, maybe your church, your sorority, all these activities and things you have going on in your life, if you just worried about all of it, it could be a little bit more than just having some test anxiety or some anxiety about the testing. Now, also a generalized anxiety disorder, it happens more days than not. So we're looking at a 6-month period. So let's go back. We just hit the month of June. I don't know when you're watching this video, but this video was made in June. We just hit the month of June. So let's just say from January, February, March, April, May, and in the whole month of June, you've had these same symptoms. That would meet the criteria with the duration of time showing that, hey, this could be a potential diagnosis. It would have to go through the whole month of June, but just to make it easier for the context of this discussion, let's just say you start having the symptoms in the beginning of December. So now we've hit that 6-month mark. Other things you want to look for is a client having a hard time controlling their worry. Like, yes, they're worried about things in multiple areas of their life and it's been going on for a while, but now that they're having a hard time controlling it, you know, where it's seeping into their work life, their family life, and other things, where they're unable to be productive and get things done because they're constantly in a state of worry. These are the things you need to ask. Some other symptoms include fatigue, irritability, muscle tension, and sleep issues. These are common symptoms that you're likely to see with someone who has generalized anxiety disorder. That is the symptoms, the key things that you want to look for. And a lot of times there's no specific trauma or any type of attack triggers. So it's not something that specifically happened, like a traumatic event, or someone was attacked or something that caused them to have that triggered this anxiety. Put it that way. So these are the general criteria for it. So some buzzwords, because you guys are loving that buzzwords. I'm telling you, if you haven't watched it yet, I did a video on ASWB buzzwords. That video was hitting. Yes, it was really good. And you guys have given me more comments. I know you guys wanted just the cheat sheet. And if you didn't get the cheat sheet yet, that means you have not joined the community. So you might need to go ahead and pause, because you might forget after watching this and learning all this stuff. You might forget and run off to work or taking care of your kids. and just don't do it. So just pause it real quick. Go ahead and go in the bio, click community, join it real quick. I'm gonna go ahead and let you in within the next few hours because I'm making a video, so I can't do it right now, but I'm gonna go ahead and let you in. And then you can talk to me directly. It's all free. Yes, guys, I have to emphasize that the community is 100% free. You don't have to do anything. I got a few hundred people in there, and trust me, a lot of them just going in there, just taking my cheat sheets and just living their best life like a fly on the wall and taking in all the free content. But there's some of you that's getting down with your girl. You know, I'm putting out the work, and you guys like, I'm gonna support some kind of way. So you guys are digging into the coaching community, the course, the boot camp, something, so we can get that individualized attention to help you pass and elevate that exam. So that was just my little information, just to let you guys know there are options out there. So let me go back, since I was talking about the buzzword cheat sheet, and get back on track. You know, I don't want you guys diagnosing me, but I'm sure a lot of you have already put ADHD next to my name, and it's okay. All right, so the buzzwords here are constant worry, tension, always thinking something bad is gonna happen. Oh my God, I'm sure if it's not you, you know somebody that's always thinking something bad is gonna happen, no matter what. It could be sunny and bright, and it's like, oh Lord, I just hope it don't rain. Hope it don't rain. What the? It's sunny out. Like, it's 95 degrees. The sun is beaming. The wind is a little breeze coming and going. People are walking their pets, living their best life, and you're worried about it possibly raining. Whew. Yes, I know you guys know those individuals. So with that being said, some of those are the buzzwords that you need to look for, and that kind of gives you some information that leads you to say, maybe this individual has generalized anxiety disorder. And then, of course, long-term stress. Let me go ahead and get to the next one, then we'll kind of go over these things and make sure you really got it. Panic disorder. Some key traits are recurrent, unexpected panic attacks. Yes, you know the individual, yourself, a client, someone, they start having the heart palpitations, they're sweating, they're trembling, the chest pain, they have fear of dying. And these are unexpected. It happens sometimes in a grocery store. It happens while they're driving. It happens when they're taking their kids to school. It happens when they're at work. These are unexpected panic attacks, and they happen quite often. They're recurrent. That is when someone's likely to be defined as having a panic disorder. Not defined, but diagnosed, should I say. I want to be correct on this video. So you want to be mindful of that. It's a sudden onset of intense fear or discomfort. That is someone likely having a panic attack, and if they have these key symptoms, is likely a panic disorder. Now, one of the other things is that this is followed by fear of having another attack or behavioral changes to avoid them. So some people say, well, last time I had a panic attack, I was here, so I don't go there anymore because I don't know if that's what caused it. That is them avoiding that place or that situation in hopes that they won't have another panic attack. And then no clear cause, and it can happen out of the blue. That is what makes panic disorders nerve-wracking for the individuals who have experienced it, or the individuals that have these constant panic attacks. They don't know when it's going to take place, and that in itself causes anxiety. Yes. Hey guys, I stopped by to tell you this. You do not have to win alone. Absolutely not. People in the community are winning each and every day. The proof is in the pudding. Go in the community. It's free. We're throwing down test questions, case studies, the FNBM method, all the details and everything you need so you can succeed. Click the link in the bio and join. You don't need to do this alone. See you soon. So some buzzwords you want to look for is that chest tightness, the racing heart, feeling as if they're having a heart attack, and it happens suddenly, and they are afraid to go out, expand, and do certain things as a result of it. So definitely, guys, keep that in mind. Those are the symptoms and the signs that you're likely to see with someone having a panic disorder. PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder. The key traits here, now I'm telling you, I don't have my DSM in front of me, but my DSM is like, when I look at PTSD, I'm like, whoa. It is so many different criteria that individual has to meet, or they has to go through to kind of confirm that, yes, they have this diagnosis. But I'm making it short, sweet, and brief. Remember what I told you. I'm just giving you what you need to succeed. For those of you who know me, who have worked with me, I don't try to make it complex. I just want you to have enough information to go in there on exam day and to pass it. After you pass it, Then you can study more about PTSD and all this other stuff. Right now, you just need to pass, get that license. Then you got a little bit more time in your hands to sit around and study the DSM-5 and all that stuff. And for those of you who know my story, that I've talked with you a little bit, if I've coached you or worked with you individually, or even if you did a call with me, a lot of the information I know and I'm very comfortable and confident in expressing and diagnosing and talking to you about these different things, it happened through years of education, years of experience, CEUs and everything under the sun. Like a lot of the things that I can spit off if someone's like, hey, tell me cluster A, cluster B, cluster C, I can do that in my sleep with personality disorders and distinguishing which diagnosis is this and all the other stuff that's on the exam that I enjoy. Not all of it, but a lot of the things that I enjoy, I can spit it out like it's nothing. And that's coming from over a decade of supervising people. So I have to make sure they know enough so they can pass this test. So I feel like I've been in supervision for an additional 10 years on top of being licensed and on top of going through my supervision process. So yes, since 2007-ish, so we're almost talking about close to 20 years, I've been studying this content and information. So that's why it's easy for me. I don't expect someone who's getting ready to take the test to be able to spit it out and know the information the way that I do. So the way my mind works is I'm giving you the simplest way to be able to see it and recognize it. Certain things that I just said for the panic disorder and that I said for generalized anxiety, and now I'm hitting on PTSD, you're going to remember regardless. And it's going to help you distinguish which is which when you're taking the exam. You're not going to have to go back and do a whole lot of studying because it's just the little things you need to know that's going to help get you over the edge and get you those extra few points. Yes, I'm talking to you. The person is like less than 5 points away from passing the exam. This is going to help you. So when it comes to PTSD, it's typically triggered by a traumatic event. Remember, the other ones are not triggered by a traumatic event. So this is what separates post-traumatic stress from generalized anxiety disorder and panic attacks or panic disorder. They're triggered by a traumatic event, actual or threatened death, serious injury, or sexual violence. The symptoms must last more than 1 month. Generalized anxiety, what was it? 6 months or more. So you see how that duration is very, very important when you're looking at a diagnosis to understand whether it's this or whether it's that. You can get with this or you can get with that. Some of you guys know that because I know I got some people in here in that age range that know that song. So anyway, symptoms must last for more than 1 month. They include intrusion. The intrusion are those nightmares. Oh my God, I woke up in the cold sweats and I had a nightmare about blah, blah, blah. The client might be telling you, oh, I had flashbacks about when I was in Iraq and da-da-da. These are the intrusive symptoms. And then you also have the avoidance. They're avoiding reminders, avoiding certain aspects and certain things that maybe triggers certain emotions as it pertains to PTSD. So the avoidance, like they don't remember certain things, they try to avoid certain thoughts by not thinking about certain, maybe an anniversary of the death of a loved one or something that happened, maybe a traumatic car accident that someone was involved in or maybe they were involved in, and they try to avoid those reminders or those thoughts about that. And also negative mood and cognition. You have the guilt, the shame, and detachment. Those are some of the negative moods and cognitions that an individual deals with. And last but not least, arousal. That is that hypervigilance, the startling, the sleep issues. These are the things that happen a lot with individuals that have post-traumatic stress disorder.
Amy is a small business owner juggling everything, from marketing to therapy to admin work. She's overwhelmed and struggles to grow her business while keeping up with client communication. Then she discovers Better Client Care, an all-in-one CRM that unifies her inbox, automates follow-ups, tracks leads, handles missed calls, and simplifies invoicing and reviews. With Better Client Care, Amy gets more clients, saves time, ranks higher on Google, and finally enjoys a dream vacation in Bora Bora.
So most of the time we think of PTSD, we think about individuals that served in the military. However, that's not always the case. There are people who have dealt with some serious traumatic events, and as a result, this is what it is. When we think about 9/11, that was a traumatic event that pretty much everyone that was alive during that time frame can remember. I guarantee you, pause the video. Don't pause the video, just listen to me, I'm gonna talk for a minute. Think about where you were when 9/11 took place. I have never asked an individual that question and they have to think twice, like, where was I? Oh my God, what was happening? I know I was in my criminal justice class in my undergrad. I remember like it was yesterday. And I remember everyone coming out that lived in New York at the time. Everyone that I meet with asks me about New York. I've been living in Virginia since I was in the second grade, put it that way. But yes, I am originally from New York as well as my family. So when this incident took place, everyone was startled and alarmed. Like the classes were dismissed. Everyone was watching the news, calling family members. The phones weren't working. It was a disaster. It was really, really scary. Needless to say, it was traumatic. Yes, we weren't there, but we had so many loved ones and so many individuals that were involved that automatically that caused us to feel like we had some connection or some attachment to this major catastrophic event. And then those that were in New York City, every time they hear a bomb, or, well, not a bomb, maybe a firecracker or a gunshot or something goes off, they might be startled. They might have a flashback about that incident for 9/11 because they remember all the sounds and what was taking place. A lot of people are scared to death to get on planes and airplanes because of collisions and things that's happened. So there are a lot of traumatic things that's taking place in life that causes people to react and respond a certain way. Just for the purpose of this, remember that it's triggered by a traumatic event. Symptoms must be more than 1 month, and it includes that intrusion, avoidance, negative symptoms, or that arousal. And there's a lot of different things that fall in that variation of those things. So just make sure you take a screenshot of this, because no, your girl don't got a cheat sheet. So hopefully I'll be able to see who lasted to the end of the video, since I'm telling y'all now, I don't got a cheat sheet for you. But if you work with me, you ain't got to worry about the cheat sheet. I got you. So some of the buzzwords that you look for when you see PTSD, we clearly know if we have an exam question, you see nightmares, flashbacks, hypervigilance, trauma, edgy, avoid reminders, any of those words, we know we're likely to be working with someone that has PTSD. So keep that in mind. We kind of know this is the direction we're going in. So keep that in mind, please. All right, now let's compare the core differences. This is it right here. So yes, I don't have a cheat sheet for you guys, but this is about as cheaty as a sheet is gonna get. So compare the core differences. Go ahead. I'm gonna pause, let you guys go ahead and take a picture. I'm gonna smile, just in case I was in your picture. All right, and I want you to just kind of look at this real quick and compare the core differences. You have the feature is the trigger, the onset, the duration, the symptoms, and the hallmark sign. And then you see all this diagnoses, and that kind of lets you know where you go from there. Generalized anxiety, there's no triggers. Panic attacks, they're random and unexpected, but PTSD, there's a clear trauma history. So I'm not gonna go through this, but I want you to take a screenshot and see, even when it comes to onset, that's how you differentiate whether it's this or whether it's that. This is a really, really helpful tool. So please, guys, just at the bare minimum, take a picture of it, pause it, or when you go back and study and do your note cards, Oh man, I wasn't ready. I don't have the props here, so I don't have a note card to show you guys. But I know you guys love your note cards and write down your little notes and stuff. So this is a really, really, really good one to have a note card on. And if you rock with me and you in the community and you like, hey, I know you said you wasn't doing a cheat sheet on this video, but can I at least get the compare the core differences on a PDF for me so I can kind of learn it and study it? I can't say no to my community people. So, definitely ask me in the community. Send me a DM in the community and ask me. I get enough people to do that, then yes, I will go ahead and find some time to print this off, create this PDF for you guys so you can actually use it for your studying. Anything that's going to help you guys pass, that's my goal. So I don't mind going a little extra mile. So let's talk about some test question strategy. If there's no trauma, we ruling out PTSD. If there's a sudden onset, like that chest pain or fear, likely panic disorder. If the worry is constant and it's broad, they worry about every damn thing, then you're looking at generalized anxiety disorder. Remember, PTSD has a specific trauma plus one symptom in each category. Remember those categories, the arousal and blah, 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 blah. It was all listed there. So just because I want to make sure you guys get it, it's the arousal, negative mood, avoidance, and intrusion. Those are the categories that you have to have. You guys saw it. I moved too quickly, but let's go ahead and go through these questions. So I'm gonna go ahead and let you read this to yourself. Some of you do like me to read them, so I'm gonna do that for you, but I'm gonna give a few of you an opportunity just to kind of read the question, answer what it is. All right. And I'm going to go ahead and read it. So a client reports that they often feel tense. They worry about their job, family, and finances daily, and they have trouble sleeping. This has been going on for the last 8 months. What is the most likely diagnosis? Come on, my LCSW Vibe tribe. I know you got it. I know you know it, because we were talking about this. It's lasting for at least 6 months. And it seems like this person's worried about everything. The job, the family, the finances, can't sleep. And that is the answer. Voila. Generalized anxiety disorder. The key is worry across multiple domains daily for over 6 months. All right, let's hit another one. A client states that they frequently experience a racing heart, chest pain, shortness of breath, and intense fear that they're going to die. These episodes happen suddenly and without warning. Panic disorder, generalized anxiety disorder, or PTSD. Well, we're going to just go ahead and rule out that generalized anxiety disorder because we had that in the last question. Let's see, but they got the racing heart, the chest pain, the shortness of breath. Oh, this is an easy one. What do you think it is? Here we go. A, sudden physical fear-based episodes with no trigger. That is panic disorder. You guys are killing it. Let me go ahead and give you one more for the road. A veteran describes having nightmares. Ooh, I see that typo. These symptoms have persisted for 2 months. So it's been over a month. They're having the nightmares. They're avoiding crowds. That's what they're avoiding. They're a little jumpy, having flashbacks. Clearly, you guys know the answer. But is it A, panic disorder, B, generalized anxiety disorder, or C, PTSD? Alrighty, hitters, you got it. And that is correct. The answer is C. Trauma plus flashbacks plus duration for 1 month equals PTSD. Absolutely. So I hope this was really helpful for you guys. I hope you stayed with me to the end of this video. I really appreciate you guys. You've been showing me so much love and it's just been amazing. Every time I get a update about someone passing, how much this has been helpful for me, it gives me the energy to push and move forward. Because you guys know these videos can be very timely. I have to get the content, then we have to create the slides, then I have to do it, then I have to review it, then I have to have an editor. Like, it is so much work that goes into these videos. And I know a lot of you don't know the process, but I just wanted to share with you a little bit. Those who have been rocking with me from the beginning, you can see the changes in the video, the changes in the content, because I listen to you guys. You tell me what you need, what you want, and I make it happen. However, if you're not a part of the community, you might want to join. I have the LCSW Vibes free community where you can join. Some of you have been special, like you are super special to me because you actually joined my YouTube channel. Yes, that's something new. Some of you might see at the top of the YouTube channel where it says join. You click that little button and you join, and it's like $9.99, I believe, a month. And those individuals get my videos a few days earlier. I'm waiting for a few more people to join because I'm getting a nice amount of people to show me some love. And with that, I'm going to start doing some Q&As. I'm going to be jumping on here a few times throughout the month and actually just answering questions you guys have for me. I'm going to be giving you guys maybe exclusive cheat sheets that others don't get, putting together stuff. You'll get some bonuses on my boot camps and other stuff that I have going on. If you guys join the community and say, hey, I'm also part of your YouTube channel, just send me a DM. I'm going to give you a special coupon code because that is super special. Showing me love and appreciation for doing this is overwhelming to me. It really is, because I don't want to get sentimental, but it does take a lot sometimes to do the videos and then answering questions, and so many people want things, and it's not free what I'm doing. I have to pay people to help me edit and do the different various tools. So I just want to be a little transparent to let you know, yes, I appreciate you. You have no idea. You're the reason I keep doing what I'm doing. Those that are pouring into me as I continue to pour into you make all the difference. And that's why I continue to show up and why this channel is going to be the #1 test prep channel on it. I know I'm the new kid on the block, and some of them other people been around for years and they killing the game out there. But let them know that Ariza from LCSW Vibes is something to be looked at and something to be recognized, because I'm giving you what you need to succeed. And a final tip, when it comes to this exam, always look for clues in the STEM. Ask, is there trauma? Is the anxiety general or is it specific? Is this a physical panic or cognitive worry? These are the things you need to ask yourself when you're taking an exam, and that will let you know if it is what? Yes, PTSD, generalized anxiety disorder, or panic disorder. Don't forget, like, subscribe, join the community, do all that good stuff. If you want more diagnosis breakdowns, you need help applying this information, want more questions, all the stuff that you guys are asking me in the comments to give you more and more and more and more of, join the community, and I can talk to you and I can tell you what I can do and how I can help you succeed. Thank you so much for rocking with me to the very end. Those that did, make sure you go in the comment section and say, I stuck with you. I love that. When I see that comment, I'm like, oh yes, baby. They stuck with me for a whole 30-something plus minutes. This video was 30 minutes, by the way. So if you stuck with me for 30 minutes and was able to keep your attention span and walk away knowing 3 new diagnoses, the differential and everything about them, oh, you ready. You get real close and ready to pass that exam. Until the next one, you be blessed, and thank you again.